Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to an exclusive first look at the brand new monster, Metalbeat. This will be the monster in the upcoming maze. I have to be careful not to accidentally sell him. Place and success. This is the predecessor. I would call this the advanced Metalhead or the Mythic Metalhead because in the band he actually replaces Metalhead. So just some funny Monster Legends lore there. I want to give a huge shout out, huge thanks to SocialPoint for giving me the chance to make this video. So with that being said, let's jump right into the exclusive first look. So we'll start off with the traits. Unranked, this monster has immunity to blind. At rank 1 you get sunburn immunity. And at rank 3 you get a self-precision. In terms of all the mythic monsters that have been released, I'm not a big fan of the trait. The immunity to blind can obviously come in handy to not get your accuracy reduced, as well as the sunburn immunity, plus it's immunity to one type of torture, one type of DOT. But overall, some sort of umbrella hardened trait would have been nice. Immunity to torture would have been nice, because now you're still susceptible to getting frozen, to getting stunned, to getting possessed. You're susceptible to every other DOT except sunburn. And then at rank 3, I do like this increased accuracy, meaning you're not going to miss your attacks. But I feel like it could have been better, especially since there are so many monsters now, so many mythic monsters that can remove positive effects. So to an extent, I kind of feel like it's almost like he doesn't even have a trait. But that aside, he is the brand new metal mythic monster. So his ultimate, Hear This, removes positive effects from all enemies and deals very heavy metal damage. This is actually a very nice ult. There's a lot of top mythic monsters right now. A lot of them can do skill mirror, a lot of them can do damage mirror, a lot of them can do taunt, a lot of them can apply a damage protection, so maybe they take 50% less damage. So having an ult that can remove any positive effect the enemy monster may have and then blast them with some very heavy metal damage, that is actually pretty nice. So what we're going to do is we are going to rank up this monster. In this video, we're going to take him all the way to rank 5. However, I think I might use this monster at rank 3 just to see what is actually attainable for different players. But for now, let's just level him up all the way to level 100 and we can check out his stats, we can check out his relics, we can do all that fun stuff. And again, this monster will be available in a maze, meaning he is a free-to-play monster. You can totally get him just by being pretty active in the first 2 days, and then you'll be able to move during the limited edition pathway and get Metalbeat. So here we have this monster. Let's take a look at his stats. His strength is 5896, his life is 43,430, and his speed stat is 4719. And so in terms of the power stat, this monster is pretty darn powerful. He has the second highest stat of all the mythic monsters, tied with quite a few of them. You have Nor, Nightingale, Unspeakable, Brutalizer, Cawthor, they all have this power stat. Still, the monster with the highest power stat is Auromal, one of the OG mythic monsters. The life stat, however, this is super interesting. 43,430. This is officially the lowest life stat. It's kind of weird. It's almost like we're seeing mythic monsters with lower and lower life stats. Maybe SocialPoint realized they started giving monsters too much life, but this is actually 5,000 less points than the previous low mythic life stat. So yeah, the previous low life stat was like 48,000, and then speed 4719. This is like right around the middle for mythic monsters, so nothing too spectacular. So if anything, and you can kind of tell by his massive arms, this monster is a brute. He is an attacker. So with that being said, let's take a look at some of his skills. So Metal Family deals moderate metal damage to one enemy, and of course 0 stamina, 0 cooldown. This is why I always say cooldown activation against mythic monsters, it almost doesn't do anything, even stamina drain. Rebel Fury deals low metal damage to all enemies, requires cooldown. That's a one turn cooldown low metal AoE. Power Craze disables trait and applies minor blind to itself, applies triple damage to itself. This is funny because since I kind of consider the monsters not even having a good trait, it's almost like you don't really trait disable. Like, what are you trait disabling? An immunity to blind? Which is how the minor blind is actually able to land. Now, the downside to this is that minor blind does reduce your accuracy by 25%. So yes, it's nice that you give yourself triple damage. I wonder how long the triple damage lasts. Probably one turn. Hopefully it's longer than one turn. But if it's only one turn, I don't know if it's worth it to reduce your accuracy for all that damage buff. I'd rather have an ally that can do the triple damage buff. Maybe a Zorky or someone, just to give him a buff. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth trait disabling as well as minor blinding. That's quite a bit. Let's see what else we have. Prepare for the Solo. Deals moderate metal damage to enemies. Applies Vulnerable. The newest status effect, Vulnerable, increases incoming damage by 50%. So Vulnerable is the equivalent to damage increase. So the difference is this is now a negative effect, whereas damage increase is obviously a positive effect. So if you can have Vulnerable on the enemy monster, your attacks are going to be 50% stronger. So it's nice and interesting that we have a new status effect. No monster is going to be immune to this. So this is also why I say having some sort of umbrella trait like Harden, 20% chance to not get hit with negative effects, that's nice because that also accounts for any future status effects that gets released. And because we have a new status effect, I wonder if this is the start of a new era of status effects. Maybe we can see some new stuff, because even though vulnerable is new, it's also not really that new. You know, it's no different than if the enemy has special weakness or meta weakness or whatever, but now it's just a net 50% regardless of what attack you do. So, you know, I do like it. At the same time, like, if a monster does have hardened, 20% of the time it won't land. Alright, with that being said, let's talk about other skills. Oh, but the cool thing is you could synergize vulnerable with the damage boost, which turn up the volume, deals moderate special damage to enemies, applies damage boost to itself. So damage first, then a damage boost, and this can set up for a future attack. Let's see what else we have. Over 120 decibels, deals massive metal damage. I love the massive damage, so we're going to replace this AoE right now. I mean, this is your go-to strong attack. We're going to see how powerful this becomes on this monster. Hierarchy Destroyer removes negative effects from itself, deals heavy metal damage. Ooh, it is spammable. This does require stamina, but I am a big fan of this because any negative effect you may have, it is gone. So even if you are, well, you can get hit with Sunburn. Even if you are hit with Ignite, if you're hit with Burn, if you're hit with anything like that, doesn't matter. It's cleanse it and then you're able to attack. And then I will say the one positive thing about his trait actually is you do have at least immunity to Total Blind, so you know that is pretty helpful. But yeah, Hierarchy Destroyer, it's a skill that even if you have accuracy reduced with dazed, maybe you're bleeding and you're poisoned, at least you can cleanse on that and then deal your full damage. If you got hit with a total damage reduction, oh, that's a good one. Let's say Gaidaigo. I think Gaidaigo is the one that activates cooldowns and does total damage reduction. Hierarchy Destroyer, and you can still deal damage against Gaidaigo or any of his allies. So, you know, there's an advantage to this skill for sure. Metal Army is still nice in the fact that it requires no stamina, but if you can, when you can, if you don't got to worry about stamina, a Hierarchy Destroyer is the way to go. Alright, let's see what else we have. Don't Step on Me applies skill mirror and double damage to itself, applies vulnerable to itself. Okay, so I am a fan of the skill mirror and I am a fan of the double damage. However, you make yourself weaker, right? You make yourself vulnerable, meaning the enemy's attacks are going to be 50% stronger. So the cool thing about skill mirror is that any attack you receive, you can obviously reflect, and you don't just reflect the damage output, you reflect the skill itself. On top of that, you're giving yourself double damage. So in essence, I like what this skill does. It's very punk rock, right? I am going to inflict more damage and I'm going to reflect, but I'm making myself vulnerable. So yes, I take more damage, but I also am going to dish out more damage. I like it, but what I don't like is that it's not like this monster gives himself taunts, mega taunts, anything. So even if you have a skill mirror, the enemy AI would just be able to attack another ally, right? It's not like you have a way of gravitating attack towards you. So while I like the skill, it doesn't really do much. And again, the vulnerable is just making you weak. If the enemy can remove positive effects, well then you lost your skill mirror, you lost your double damage, and now you're just vulnerable. So not the biggest fan of it, and I think that's all of his skills. Yikes. So with that being said, the must run skill is definitely over 120 decibels. I would say run the AoE, turn up the volume, give yourself a damage boost. No negative effect to this. Power Crazed, I actually don't think you need. I don't think it's worth the triple damage. Like, the only way I can see Power Crazed working, and maybe with future Mythic monsters it could work, if you have a future Mythic monster that can churn transfer and get rid of the minor blind, you know, that could potentially work. We might do some synergy with some Samael and just see that triple damage in action. I don't know if you need to prepare for the solo. This could work, right? If you can make the enemy weak with vulnerable and then attack with another AoE, that could work. So we'll try to synergize there. I have to say, overall, I'm not a big fan of his skill sets. I really am not. Hierarchy Destroyer for sure. I say these two are musts, and then we're going to try Don't Step on Me, and we'll see how this goes. Let's take a look at his relics. He can hold the trap, so at least he can stamina drain enemy when he takes damage, and I guess the vulnerable technically helps him take damage. It's weird to me that he can hold a sword relic, considering it does not look like this monster would hold a sword relic. I could see an armor, maybe a mask, but sword relic is weird for him. And we're going to go with the skill set. I actually don't know how well it'll work, but we're going to try it out. And of course, since he's an attacker, we're going to go with the typical attacker rune setup. 2 strength. Oh, where are my level 10 runes? Where are they? I guess we're going 9s. Ooh, I gotta be careful if I have any 9s I can swap out. I have speed. Yeah, so I guess we'll do 9. So this will be a time that we do level 9 runes. Alright. Okay, cool. So here is gonna be his rune setup. 2 strength, 1 speed. Alright, and now let's change the team. So we are going to put Metalbeat. I love that you can just sort by Mythic and then find the monsters since there's so few of them right now. So here's Rodney. Here's Rodney, and then we are gonna put Let's see. How do we want to? What kind of opponents are we facing? Let's refresh. Let's see what we have. We'll do one more refresh. Maybe Gaidago. That would have been a good fight against Gaidago. I see Brutalizers. I see the new monster. And you know what? We'll try that based on the middle. And I think we have to absolutely bring Wormlad. Let me change my defense. I think Wormlad is an absolute must right now. You know what? We might do Miserus as well. And it'll just be a lot of reviving and a lot of healing, a lot of reviving, and relying on Rodney as an attacker. So let's go. Let's make you a little faster. Alright, and I have my relics on. Let me put a proper relic on this monster, Wormlad. And not for Miserus, so I guess I'll go Mantis Claw Strap, and I think we're good. So we just want to attack. And you know what I'm going to do, since the monsters are a little stronger, I might as well rank them up. Because again, it doesn't really matter. Once he's ranked up, you see the possibility. So let's speed that up. And now I have that Sunburn immunity. And let's go ahead and feed him all the way to 110. We'll just take him to 130. And then I'll showcase him also when he's fully maxed out. So I want him to be right around the level of other mythics, because this will be relevant to you guys, because if you have a level 100 Metalbeat, you'll know how it is to fight level 100 mythics. And if I have a level 130 mythic, then you'll know what it is to fight like level 130 mythics with a 130. You know what I mean? So Metalbeats, let's take him here. And now I have that increased accuracy, so at least now I know I'm not missing my attacks. Alright, let's see what he can do. His stats are now updated. Let's take a look at them. So go to equipped, and power is 11,000, life is 80k, and speed is 6,700. Alright, let's try this out. So I am allowed to do player versus player, however I am not allowed to win the battles, because that would be unfair for me to win the battle with a monster that has not yet been released. With that being said, let's take on that middle base. Alright, let's see, we have team speed, we have lots of speed, and we have an attacker. Morgs is the attacker. Alright, enemy Miserus goes first, did Dark Paradox, that's completely fine by me. And I took damage. I am going to go ahead and heal. I would love to give myself some double damage. Oh, I don't have the double damage skill. I'm going to run that later. So support from Team Orgs, guard down Nightmares, Jakugan Sword kicked in. Okay, so I get an attack. This is good. I get an attack. And let's see, Skill Mirror, double damage. Nah, we're going to wait on that. Hierarchy Destroyer, look at that. Deals 74k right now. Over 120. This is my massive metal attack. 115k damage. Very nice. This is against a 140 monster. 115. So that's pretty powerful. And turn up the volume, 66,000 multiplied by 3, because I would attack him 3 times. Very nice. I think I need to deal the damage, so I'll give myself a damage boost as well. Turn up the volume, and bam. See, that's the bad thing about like Megaton, right? Like, you absorb triple the damage, and these Mystic monsters are so powerful. If I was a higher level, if I was 140, I would have for sure OTK'd him with that AoE skill. And level 9 runes. If I had level 10 runes, I could have probably OTK'd him. Alright, so that's why I'm still iffy on how I feel about the Megaton monsters. With that being said, let's go ahead and do Despicable. Get rid of that Megataunt. And look, now he can't reapply Megataunt. I wish I had the double damage skill. I guess we'll just do Dark Paradox. I guess get rid of Anticipation. Now that I have extra turn skills, prank your mom and I'm done. Dang. Keep in mind, I am squishy. I am pretty squishy. Let's bring him back. Alright, recharge. Do I have my healing? I don't have my yeah, I need to run the other skill. I think I was just trying a different setup for a different war. Morg Shout, Jakugan Sword kicks in, Mantis Claw Trap, and Dark Paradox. Alright, at least I have Revival Essence. So what I'm going to try to do is the Skill Mirror skill. Yeah, let's work on the Skill Mirror. Turn up the volume. Yeah, he really can't do much, but then I make myself vulnerable. Also got blocked. Why did I get blocked? That's cool that I got blocked. What did I have? Did I have... Oh, evasion. Evasion blocked the vulnerable. So that's pretty cool. And I can't heal. Darn it. If I could have healed, that would have been 100% heal because of Skill Mirror. Alright, so I don't think he's going to survive. Recharge under the stronghold. Oh, gosh. Are you going to attack me or not attack me? Despicable. I think he's going to Dark Paradox me. No, healing. Recharge. Where was the... No one attacked me. Alright, well, I have double damage, so now turn up the volume. Look at that damage output. Over 120, this is killing. This could potentially kill anyone, so let me go up for Morgs, the attacker. Alright, I forgot that Miserus could resurrect, so that's probably going to happen. Let me heal. Alright, Invader Pitfall. So yeah, it's like, this monster is very vanilla, I would say. He's a pure attacker, right? He's pretty much there just to attack, and the strongest skill he has is that massive metal attack. So realistically, he's good for just that OTK. Here, I'll do Dark Paradox, get rid of that, and then turn up the volume. Hierarchy Destroyer. Fighting negative effects. For now, I can just turn up the volume. Of course, you get your ult. And now he's back with the vengeance. Crafted from sand. Let's at least remove your double damage. Mortgage armor kicks in. Let's do the master. Dark Paradox. I want to try Hierarchy Destroyer. No, I want to try Skill Mirror skill again. So I think that's gonna kill me. Yep. All right. At least I can resurrect. Wait, do I not have the resurrect skill? The master exterminator. What am I doing? Invader Pitfall. Okay, we'll get a chance to res right here. All right, come back, Metalbeat. All right, Morg's Shout. Okay, Wormlad's down. I can't resurrect, so I'm gonna have to. I hope I can survive enough for the skill mirror. All right, don't step on me. Let's try this again. All right, attack me. Prank your mom. Unfortunately, look, you saw the damage output, 150k. So at least we got to see that. Unfortunately, I'm not running any revival skills, so let me fix that real quick, and then we can do another battle. But yeah, I'm not really feeling the monster that much. Change skills. Let's do. I only really want Omega, and I want not Recompose, Alpha Zero. All right, let's try this again, and maybe I can do a synergy with Zorky or something. Let's take on. I want to fight another very tanky monster. I guess I can do the Armor Claw base. All right, well, try this again. Come on, Metalbeat. Let's see what you got. Fights. I think Glamhead was definitely better from the maze monsters that came out this time around. Alright, so recharge. Alright, we'll go straight. No stamina, recharge. If I had that 0 stamina skill, that would have been useful. Get rid of positive effects on the enemy. And speed this up real quick. And then I got my trait disabled. Hey, I can I can disable my own trait. Thank you very much. No, I'm not running the skill. So stamina getting drained is becoming a problem here. And I got denied. Recharge. Water swirl. Okay, keep in mind, I am 140 right now. Look, I got sunburned. If only I had my traits, that would protect me. I think I can restore the dream. Alright, everything is gone. Finally! And I still have no stamina. Recharge. Can of Atlantis. Alright. So, let's see. I'm going to do Alpha Zero. Omega. I'm just going to go for Omega. Buff myself a little. And let's see. Okay. So, as much as I want to do Don't Step on Me, that's dumb and that'll get me killed. So we can just test out damage output. With double damage, over 120 decibels deals 278 on a level 120 armor class. So not enough necessarily to kill him. Actually, with Kane's sword, it does 12,000. Still not strong enough to kill him, but I would be able to heal. So let's go ahead and do this. Kane's sword and a little heal. All right. So Metalbeat, yeah, it's like look at Wormlad's life. This is a mythic monster, keep that in mind, a 130 mythic monster. This is a 130 Wormlad. Yes, I have the mutant life runes, but they almost have the same life, just showing like how not tanky this monster is, how squishy he is. So the 0 cooldown skill, as you're seeing in this battle, it would have really come in handy because I have just been recharging a lot thanks to getting my stamina drained. Because on Dana keeps draining my stamina. Recharge. And then trait disable. Alright, let's do a quick little life heal. Recharge. I just want to set up the skill mirror. Save Rossi. Splatter, tears. Oh, another bad thing about the vulnerable. If you activate this skill, keep in mind that the dots you have, any DLT you have, it will also be 50% stronger. So that is something to worry about. Here's Hierarchy Destroyer in action. Watch, I'm sunburned, I'm stamina leaked, all that stuff. Doesn't even matter. Hierarchy Destroyer, cleanse the effects, and I'm free to attack. So I lose all those negative ailments, which I actually do really like that. Let's go with double damage. Abyss Staff. Why do the enemy keep getting ults? I swear. Bye-bye. Alright, let's see. I just want to reflect damage. That's all I've ever wanted. Recharge. Recharge. Dang, they're so good at stamina manipulation. Despicable. Positive effects block. Now I can't apply it. Hierarchy Destroyer again. Bye-bye Wormlad. Alright, Water Swirl. That's fine. Bring you back to life. Recharge. And a little heal. A little Restore the Dream. Man lost positive effects. So again, you got to be careful for enemies that can block positive effects. Alright, finally. No positive effects blocked. Let's just kill you, Worm. Okay, so we'll end there because obviously, again, I'm not allowed to win the battles. But Yeah, it's a pure brute monster. Here, let's rank him up. But he's just he's a brute, and from all the other monsters, like if you compare this with Cyberow, who's another metal mythic monster, Cyberow's skill set is so much more diverse. Can do skill mirror, can do a make the enemy weak to metal attacks. So it's almost like vulnerable, right? You can make the enemy weak to metal attacks and follow it up with a metal based AoE. So Cyberow basically has vulnerable, but just in the metal weakness form, which I prefer because it's an immediate extra churn. I don't know, I don't know, I love the massive metal attack, but I also feel like usability wise, you're not really going to be OTKing mythics that are roughly around your level. Here, let's try this base over here. Let's see how well I can manage. So I should be going before Miseris now. So raw drowning, okay, whatever. Let's see, 120 decibels, look at that, 263k, but I do have a 20 level advantage. Turn up the volume, this could attack everyone, so we'll just do turn up the volume on this one. Actually, you know what? I want to see Don't Step on Me. So skill mirror and double damage. And then for this, I'm just going to do a quick little heal. And the synergy with the skill mirror is that it becomes 100% heal. Alright, so let's see what Cat UFO does. I'm imagining AoE stun. Perfect attack. And at least I reflect it, and I reflect it with double damage. So look at the damage output. Oh, it missed. Why did it completely miss? Because I'm shocked, because I'm dazed. Gosh, don't daze. Alright. Let's restore the dream. And watch on Dana just remove my positive effects. Yeah, see, so it can all get removed. And now, like I mentioned, I'm just left with vulnerable, so now the attacks are a lot stronger. So I'm not really feeling that. We'll just turn up the volume to kill 2 of them. And then Brutalizer, I just absorbed all that damage. Alright, let's see, Merciless Cyclone finished me off. Alright, of course I can just res Alpha Zero. One advantage of him dying though is that if you do resurrect him with a monster that can give him a buff, think like Ragnarök revives him with double damage, then he can deal some massive damage against the enemy, right? Like bam, over 120 decibels. Like that is something you can pull off for sure. But other than that, I don't know. I'm not feeling him that much. Maybe I should try Ragnarök and just go for that immediate buff. Let's try also let's try the other skills, but yeah, you've kind of seen enough, I think, of him. Just because I'm curious. Power Crazed, and I think that's really it, right? Hierarchy Destroyer, turn up the volume, removes negative effects from itself. So maybe if I Power Crazed and then Hierarchy Destroyer on the next turn, but then it just becomes a single target kind of thing. Alright, we'll try this out. We'll go more team speed. We want him to go first. So we'll do this. We just want him to go first in the turn order. And we'll take on let's refresh like Tiny, someone that can remove my positive effects. We'll just do Cawthor because they have 2 Megaton monsters, and that way I don't die. Alright, so if you can go first, right? I suppose you can start the game off with a skill mirror if you have it. Here, let's see how long the triple damage is. Power Crazed, it is 1 turn. Yeah, it only lasts for 1 turn too? Dang, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. Here, let's give him double damage though. Chance of the Swamp, Careless Laceration. Alright, so I lost my positive effects. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Alright, but again, Hierarchy Destroyer. Great skill because you cleanse and then attack. So that's pretty awesome. I will give it that. That in itself is pretty awesome. Yeah, the triple damage, it's only for 1 turn, and you trade disable yourself and you minor blind yourself. I am not a fan of that whatsoever. I can't be. It's just not that good. Alright, let's just try running Metal Family. Let's keep Hierarchy Destroyer. Gosh, let's run the Skill Mirror skill. We'll keep that still. Let's run the Skill Mirror skill. So of course, one way you can use them, if you, but see, no one, I don't think people would actually invest to have them go first. But like, if you do go first with this monster, I suppose you could always just do, I suppose you could do Don't Step on Me for the Skill Mirror double damage, and then you have Dodge Area, right? Okay, good. And then like, you can have the enemy attack you but like in a real battle, the enemy wouldn't be smart enough to actually attack you, and you wouldn't really reflect all that damage. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I'm not the biggest fan of Metalbeat. I think I even did it in like my sneak peek video when I saw the skills. Not the biggest fan of him. I think with that being said, that concludes this exclusive first look. I like the monster design. Monster design is very cool and all, but in terms of usability, all he really has is that metal based attack. If someone has a better usage of Metalbeat, if someone, and I know you can synergize. I know now that we have Megaton monsters, you can have this strong, massive metal attacker and a Megaton monster, and that way you can set up and everything. But to me, I'm not a fan. In terms of investing Mythic Amber, I wouldn't do it. You can still get this monster like rank 1 from the maze, so 100% get him at least to rank 1 and get that sunburn immunity. But in terms of investing Mythic Amber, I wasn't the biggest fan. So with that being said, I am still super grateful, super appreciative of SocialPoint for letting me use this monster, for giving me a chance to test him out. But this is my review, so I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about Metalbeat? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much. Best of luck to all of you and all of your events. And remember to subscribe.